This presentation will focus on job analysis in human resource selection. Job analysis is very important to the recruitment and selection process and forms the cornerstone of virtually all human resource functions. Our first step is to define what we mean by job analysis. As you can see from this slide, there are 4 parts to this definition. Job analysis is the process that defines a job in terms of specific tasks and responsibilities and identifies the required abilities, skills, and qualifications in order to perform the job successfully. What a worker does, how, why, and when these activities are conducted. Job analysis is also a detailed and systematic process that breaks down work performed into a number of separate tasks and duties. It is a detailed process which considers all tasks to be performed. During processing, it follows a step-by-step approach to collect, record, analyze, and interpret the information collected. It is apparently that identifying particular job duties and relevant requirements, along with the importance of these duties for a given job, are the key functions of job analysis, and its aim is to present a rich picture of how the world of work looks at a given moment. The job analysis focuses on the job specifically instead of the person employed. For example, the job analysis should select or develop predictors that assess important KSAs and can be administered to job applicants and used to forecast those employees that are likely to be successful on the job. In other words, it develops the criteria of standards of performance necessary for job performance to be successful. Job analysis is important for the business necessity, ensuring all jobs are analyzed and recordable. The steps involved in the job analysis process is reasonable and simple and could be understood both internally and externally, and that skills, knowledge, and abilities are operationally defined. Job analysis should be designed to meet all the parties' needs, and it should improve communication, accommodate frequent changes, contribute to human resource management improvement, and be cost-effective. Recently, there has been growth in the need for a job analysis to be done. Maybe one or more of the important reasons has to do with employment litigation. There has also been a need for current, accurate job data. The human resource management professional must be aware of the legal implications to the job analysis process. This slide and the slides to follow investigate these implications and provide a few cases to support the discussion. Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 makes it unlawful for an employer to hire or discharge any individual or otherwise to discriminate against any individual with respect to his or her compensation, terms, conditions, or privileges of employment because of an individual's race, color, religion, sex, or national origin. This covers hiring, firing, promotions, and all workplace conduct. Note that there are certain exemptions to Title VII coverage. Title VII does not cover aliens working outside of any state. It excludes religious corporations with respect to work connected to the institution carrying on of its duties, does not make it an unlawful employment practice where a company discriminates with respect to its foreign operations when non-discrimination would violate the laws where it is doing business. Originally, Title VII covered employees, employment agencies, and labor organizations. Employers are defined as one who is engaged in the industry affecting commerce after July 2nd of 1968, employing 25 or more employees in 20 or more calendar weeks in the current or preceding calendar. Title VII was amended in 1972 to cover private employers with 15 or more employees and labor organizations having 15 or more members, to state and local governments, to educational institutions, and to certain parts of the federal government itself. Title VII was again amended in 1974 and prohibited gender discrimination, disparate treatment based upon pregnancy, childbirth, or related medical conditions. Women affected by pregnancy, childbirth, or related medical conditions must now be treated in the same manner for all employment-related purposes, including fringe benefits entitlement, as other employees not affected who possess the same ability or inability to work. Griggs versus Duke Power instituted a policy in 1955 requiring a high school education for initial assignment to any department in its organization except labor, and for the transfer from the coal handling to any inside department. Duke had a policy of restricting blacks to the labor department. They abandoned the policy in 1965 and at that time made completion of high school a prerequisite to transfer from the labor department to any other department. The company added a new policy in July of 1965, the date Title VII became effective. The new policy stated that in order to qualify for placement in any department other than labor, it was necessary to have satisfactory scores on 2 professionally prepared aptitude tests, as well as high school diploma. In September of 1965, Duke began to permit employees without high school education to qualify for transfer from labor or coal handling to inside jobs by passing 2 tests, the Wonderlic Personnel Test, which measures general intelligence, and the Bennett Mechanical Comprehensive Test. These 2 tests did not address the ability to learn to perform a particular job or category of jobs. Congress's goal in enacting Title VII was to remove artificial, arbitrary, and unnecessary barriers to employment where the barriers operate invidiously to discriminate on the basis of racial or other impermissible classification. Congress did not intend that for employment and promotion purposes there should be equality of opportunity. Employers are also allowed to consider the posture and condition of the employee. What the Act prohibits is an employment practice which operates to exclude blacks and cannot be shown to relate to job performance. Albemarle Paper Company versus Moody reviewed the essential holdings of Griggs. In Griggs, the court said that plaintiff must show the following to make out a claim under disparate impact: that there is a neutral policy, disparate impact, burden shifts to the defendant to show a business necessity, and Albemarle added a fourth element, that plaintiff then has an opportunity to demonstrate that there must be a less discriminative alternative that satisfies the defendant's needs. This is the end of this section of the presentation. We will discuss job analysis interviews in another presentation.